Hey, EA, surprise. Good morning, Zio here, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so now. Hit the like button at the end of the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, but share it out so other people can like and dislike the thing too. Leave me a comment on what you think down below. This warms my cold dead heart so much. Anyway, the Dutch are now fining EA a lot of money for loot boxes. Yeah, they've gone ahead, they've done it. It started last year, but it's starting to ramp up big time, and EA is going to start feeling the hurt at this rate. But yeah, so let's get into this. EA has said it will appeal a ruling, by the way. It's appealing this. But yeah, so this is what has happened. EA has 3 weeks from the date of October 15th, 2020 to change the way that FIFA 19, FIFA 20, and FIFA 21 works in the country. So in effect, it has 1 week to make changes to its most recent FIFA game, and if it refuses to make the changes, EA must pay 500,000 euros per week, up to a maximum penalty of 10 millions in fines. And so they're going to slow drip EA dry to the bone if they don't change how FIFA and the loot boxes system works over in the Dutch, Dutch country of Dutch. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going with. Just Dutchery. Anyway. But yeah, so this is the thing that's happening. The Netherlands and Belgium are clamping down on loot boxes and games, and have seen multiple games removed from them in these markets. EA has already stopped paid the FUT player packs in Belgium. Not ideal for EA. I estimate the FIFA game franchise is a 2 billion annual business, of a major coming from FUT sales. So that's going to take a huge chunk out of their things, if that is correct. It apparently comes from that region. A lot of it does. We're talking about games that are rated PEGI 3 or PEGI 3, I think is the rating. It's the European rating, the PEGI system, which is essentially like our E for everyone kind of deal. We're talking about the RSVP or VP or whatever the heck it's called. Anyway, our rating system, right? Is if it's rated E, I guess maybe it's E10 plus. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, the kids playing these games and they pay for the loot boxes using credit cards they shouldn't have access to, that sort of thing, and it causes a huge kerfuffle. And of course, it also causes young adults and adults themselves to indulge in their gambling habits or to become gamblers because of the way it all is set up. And of course, EA has fought the surprise mechanics narrative for years now, saying it's akin to Kindler eggs or whatever, when it's not. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what's going on. The Netherlands and Belgium are completely going to drip dry EA, and it's going to ramp up. If they haven't gone ahead and started making changes, I'm sure they've been getting fined weekly, with a small drip over and over again for these past few weeks. But yeah, they are appealing the decision right now, so I guess maybe nothing has actually been paid out because it's still technically in the courts because of the appeals and stuff like that. But if it is upheld, there's going to be a lot of money probably being paid out to the Dutch government. But a study carried out by the KSA, which I can't remember what that stands for. Anyway, found that may be a correlation between players' games, playing games that incorporate loot box and developments and the addiction of gambling. There's been plenty of studies. There's been plenty of proof brought into it. EA continues to go on the stance that no, it doesn't. We're not violating any laws. It's not gambling because there's not a monetary payout. They're not giving shekels out every time you win the thing, but you are winning digital goods that you get to keep until you buy the next version of the game and have to re-roll for new ones, of course, and pay them sweet dough to do it with. But the KSA said it called on companies in the gaming industry to adapt their games so they were no longer infringing on the Gambling Act. A number of companies heeded the KSA's call. However, Electronic Arts Inc. and Electronics Arts Swiss did not, which is true. They've been getting hit with a few fines here and there as a result. EA has retorted or has come back, with their thing in a statement from EA repeating the claims that FIFA loot boxes does not violate gambling laws and vows to issue an appeal on this. But players all over the world have enjoyed FIFA and FIFA Ultimate Team modes for many years, and as such, we're disappointed by the decision and what it may mean for our Dutch communities. We do not believe that our products, services violates gambling laws in any way. We are appealing the decision, and we seek to avoid a situation impacting the ability of Dutch players to fully experience and enjoy FIFA Ultimate Team. If you really, 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 truly believe that, you'd put the whole freaking roster in the game. You'd set them up and maybe lock them behind achievements or something like that. If anything, you gotta beat the game on this team and you get access to this other team and all this other stuff and get these other players and then make your own teams and stuff. Games have done this for years until loot boxes became a thing, right? It was not hard to unlock. Well, okay, it was hard to unlock all the armors in Halo, right? To get that nice flaming skull or whatever flaming armor head, and the katana on the back and stuff. It took time and sweat and tears and all that stuff for you to actually fully get things like that, because you had to do these achievements and you had to do things on these difficulties and all this other stuff to unlock this stuff. And now that we have loot boxes, you could just pay $3.99 for a loot box and maybe get it, right? Games have been putting ways in there for people to enjoy the game, to push themselves to new limits, to get the things that they want long before loot boxes were around. If you really, really felt that way about it, EA, you would do the same. Instead, no, you don't. You just want to drip and nickel and dime everybody to death every time you copy and paste your old game into the new one and just change the title or whatnot, because that's another issue with your yearly releases. We've seen it in several ones that came out this year where the old, the last year's text is still in the stadium or whatnot. When you zoom in on it from very far away, you can't tell it, but if you zoom in on it, it still says, FIFA 20 or NBA or whatever 20, whatever your things are, right? Which is why I got that video mixed up last time, because FIFA and you've got like NBA 2K, which is done by Take-Two and things, and it's really easy to get EA on the brain because they're both closely becoming one and the same. But yeah, Electronics Art is deeply committed to positive play, providing you give them money to make that positive play happen. We seek to bring choice, fairness, value, and fun to all our players in all our games, providing you're willing to pay for the surprise mechanics, of course. We remain open to discussions with the Netherlands Gambling Authority and other stakeholders to understand and explore situations and to address concerns. Well, to fix this, it's been explored. It's been explored through the word that I can't think of, many years, decades before loot boxes became a thing, and there are ways of going about and doing things to give players the experience they want to play, to play as the characters they want to play, to put the people that they want on their teams and unlock those players and stuff without actually paying you $2.99 to get a random roll of maybe, possibly a thing happening, right? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we will end this right here. I will see you in the next one.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.